So this is the Sgt Floyd, which was a riverboat built by the Army Corps of Engineers in 1932 to navigate and survey the Missouri before the dams got put up. It's a big boat. It's not a paddle wheeler. There's a stern propellers kind of over here, like a normal screw propellers, I should say. So yeah, this is kind of neat. Kind of gives indication that this river can be navigated. I was just thinking it'd be interesting to get the ship's logs on this, so see what they went through. I assume it would be public record, but maybe I'll talk to somebody inside. This is really very cool. Like, look at the spotlights. Like, this is you consider sort of a modern vehicle or a modern vessel. So that's one of the screws right there. There's two. There's another one. You can kind of see the blade right there. Four-bladed screw. And then this must be the rudder. So not really big. And immediately downstream of the screw. So who knows how nimble this vehicle was, this vessel. So this looks to be the engine room. Looks like each screw had its own engine. Haven't seen what the engine is, maybe I'll find out. But that would add to the steerability of it, I presume, because you'd be able to speed up one engine and slow down the other, and cause could help turn the boat that way along with the rudders. So that's kind of interesting. If you look at this picture here and compare it to where the throttle, which is what they call that, looks like the throttle is more or less located right where I'm standing right now. So this got moved that way, and then we have the engine instrument panel here for each engine has one. So this is the Sgt Floyd's radio room. I'm on the upper floor, the third level deck. This is the Sgt Floyd's chief engineer's quarters and office. So this is the Sgt Floyd's pilot house. I guess this would be the third level, third deck, and we're about 30 feet above ground. We're a bit suspended, so probably I'd assume if it was in water, it'd be like maybe 25 feet above ground. But anyways, what we've got here is all the various items for navigation and steering. Yeah, I don't know what all this is. It looks pretty high tech for. This ran until the 1983 is when Sioux City took ownership of it. So I assume some sort of survey recorder, and then all the signaling to the engine room. Telephone to the engine room, and then a secondary. This is one of those voice tubes, and yeah, various. I kind of wonder if these are the rudders actually. If this does the rudder, I think it does, because if we're looking at the rudders, one of them was facing the other direction. So yeah, kind of interesting. I assume this would be the starboard engine because we're facing forward, so starboard being the engine, right? And this would be for the port engine. And I'm assuming this is probably a depth finder of some type. So my last little discussion was incorrect. There's actually a legend here of all the instruments and devices. So, going from left to right, that's a radar. That's the spotlight control. That is some sort of signal bell. Must be the button on top of it right there. This H is rudder control. That thing, the scaler. D is the depth finder. This thing up the dome thing is the compass. That's kind of cool. E, this thing is the wiper control for the wiper there. So that is the wiper control. I is the ship's telegraph. So that's what they call these things. I didn't know that. So that would be moving the for the engine room, information to the engine room. J, that tube is the voice tube. G obviously is the telephone, ship's telephone. K is the rudder control, so that's the other rudder, just like we were thinking. L is another bell signal, so they must have a bell for each room, like each engine. And then M is another starboard spotlight control right there. Interesting. So we have a window shaker for air conditioning. I wonder if that got put in before they retired it, if they had a window shaker in here, or they just did with the heat, because it could probably get hot in here with all these windows. But there's steam heating, and then they also have electric heating, which I assume was put in after it was turned into a museum. Nice reclining seats where you could come chat with the guys. And what do we got here? Don't know what this is. So we have a window shaker for air conditioning. I wonder if that got put in before they retired it, if they had a window shaker in here, or they just did with the heat, because it could probably get hot in here with all these windows. But there's steam heating, and then they also have electric heating, which I assume was put in after it was turned into a museum. Some nice reclining seats where you could come chat with the guys. And what do we got here? Don't know what this is. Actually, I assume this is exterior lighting, so that you could let people know what markers, so that at night they would see the vessel. So one last final thing about Sgt Floyd riverboat, U.S. Army Corp engineer boat. When I went in, I sort of made a joke about, do we get to go into the engine room. Usually the engine room is below decks, but because of the shallow draft of this, the main deck the engine room is in the main deck. And it looks, now that I see it, there's 4 levels to it. There's the main deck, the second deck, which is the museum, the third deck, which were quarters, and then the pilot house on the upper 4th deck. So 4 decks to this thing.